We're now going to learn to draw the simple wooden block car in Shapr3d. We're going to start with the wooden block one because it's a relatively basic one. It's one that many of you are going to be using, where you'll take the wooden block and then you'll cut sections of it away in order to make your product. So we start by clicking the plus to make a new file. We then need to consider where we are on the drawing. So we've got these three color lines and they relate to the view cube. So you can see the blue line here relates to here, red relates to here, and green is a little bit hidden. So we're going to go into sketch, do a new sketch. If we click this surface, that's going to relate to the front. This will relate to the top, and this will relate to the right. Now the object we're drawing is going to be sat down on the surface. So I want to draw from the top view. So on sketch, I want to click this one, and it's going to orientate me to the top like this. I'm going to use the center button on my mouse just to move this a little. Then I'm going to select the rectangle. As we've got the triangle underneath, I've got different types of rectangle. I want the diagonal one. I'm going to click and I'm going to draw. And now, while the numbers are still visible and highlighted light blue, I'm going to tap 100 and tab and 100. And I've now got an object that's 100 by 100. I can't quite see it, so I'm just going to zoom out so now I can see it all. And central mouse button means I can see my whole object. I click top to see it again in 3D. And now I can highlight this blue area. I can click on it and then I can pull up, type in 35, and now I've got my block. Okay, so here is my wooden block. So the next job that I want to do is make it look a little bit more like the car. So I want to click sketch again, click on the top surface, and with the line tool this time, simply draw down and then across. So I've got my kind of windscreen and bonnet shapes. I then click escape. I go back to the top view, and now I can either highlight this area, so I could move this up or down. Or this area, and again, I could move that up or down, but I just want to cut that away. Now if I go back to top, it looks a little bit like the car. So the next thing I need to do is put the wheels on it. So a new sketch on this top surface, and I'm just going to draw my wheels. So 40 is pretty good. And then I'm going to draw a line that goes across them. And I click escape. And now I'm going to use these scissors to snip away the bits I don't want. And now, again, I can come back and I can remove the bits that I don't want. You can see the sketch has disappeared. If I click up here on items, I can switch that sketch back on, and now I can come and get this part, and I can press shift and get this part as well. So we're going to act on both together, and we're going to cut that away. Press enter. And now we're starting to get something that looks a little bit like that candle holder. I want to go back to the top sketch. So by clicking on it, it reactivates that sketch. If it's blue, the sketch is active. Click on the word top. Now I'm going to draw another circle. And I know this needs to be 40 millimeters for the candle. Click again on top. And I can draw this down, but not going all the way through this time. I just want to go to maybe 20 mils, a good distance. And now we can see that we got that candle holder, but it doesn't actually come all